So that was going to be one of the very tough and difficult first
Okay.
questions. What shall I call you in my report?
Well, let's see. When Homer Simpson thought he was going into the witness relocation program, he picked John Elway. So call me John Elway.
Okay.
He's
He's
that, Jeff?
laughing back
Yeah,
there.
that was awesome. Actually.
All right.
And John,
Of course, he doesn't get to
aka Michael. How old are you?
34.
And single or married?
Single.
No kids?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I have 20 questions for you.
Okay.
They're relatively painless, and it's been taking about 25, 30 minutes
Okay.
for most people. So obviously you already have a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Where did you attend school, and
USF.
how long ago did you graduate?
August 2005.
Oh, okay. What did you study here?
International Relations. National Studies.
So not a business
No.
student. Well, that's in humanities? What is
Yeah, it's College of Arts and
Arts
Sciences.
and Sciences.
Yeah.
I had somebody else I interviewed who had that degree background. So what did you, when you were graduating, what did you think you would be doing with that degree?
Well, I already work for the government in,
Oh,
the,
okay.
in the intelligence community, so it wasn't too hard. Sometimes you need that bachelor's degree to check off blocks, so to speak. And I was active duty military when I was here when I graduated, so I was stationed in MacDill. So you can see we kind of lined up just to come here and take evening and weekend classes, online classes, and get the degree that way. So I did.
Are you still active duty?
No.
Okay. And so you worked obviously then while going to school.
Yes.
And have you stayed in the same job? I'm thinking obviously not.
Same career field.
Okay.
Definitely, yes.
What do you do now?
I'm an intelligence analyst.
What company?
I'm a government employee, so you can put the Department
okay.
of Defense,
Okay.
Defense Intelligence Agency, U.S. SOCOM.
Oh. Okay. But you're a civilian employee at SOCOM.
That's correct.
Okay. And how many years of work experience do you have?
Probably close to 14, 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how long ago did you first start thinking about pursuing an MBA?
Probably about 4 months ago.
Oh,
3 or 4 months ago.
relatively quickly.
Yes.
Was there a particular incident that led you to do that?
No, just trying to increase my marketability for, future scenarios.
Were you passed over for anything, or did you think
Well,
about
I'm
applying
always
for
passed
something?
over for everything, but I mean, nothing in particular where, if I had a business degree, that might have, no, nothing like that.
Okay, you're just forward thinking.
Right, trying to be, yeah.
Okay. What did you think the long-term benefit, you just told me, would be of having an MBA would be?
To eventually leave government service and get a job in corporate America, or at a minimum enhance my career progression within the government.
Okay. And did you think about any short-term benefits?
Not really, no.
Do you think there'll be any headaches involved
Oh,
with
there'll
getting
be
an MBA?
Several, I'm sure. I mean,
Such
if
as?
it were easy, everybody would have one. So
True. What kind of headaches do you think there might be
there's
involved?
gonna be family issues. My girlfriend has 2 kids, and we have one on the way. Bless you.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's gonna be problematic. Job.
Sure, excuse me.
Bless you.
Okay.
If I go back to Afghanistan, for example, that's always a possibility. So that might, take me out of the game for a semester, maybe 2.
Okay.
So there's always work-related and family-related issues.
Okay. So, you've actually answered this one already too. How long did you think about it before you began researching programs?
I came to, I don't know how I thought of it. One day I looked it up and there's an information seminar like the next week.
Okay.
I think it was like November, or some October, November timeframe.
So you didn't see an ad that led you to that. You just thought, I should explore getting an MBA.
Right.
And had you decided you wanted to come back to USF and then thought about the degree, or were you thinking, I want an MBA, USF may be one of the
Probably
choices?
the latter. Look, I want an MBA.
So-
USF's on my way home, so. And I've been here before. And,
Okay.
I love the school. I just, like I have a master's degree from Shore University, which
Oh.
I got in residence, their campus on Kennedy Boulevard. So,
Okay.
and as useful as that is, it's somewhat useful. It's not, again, it's not meeting my desire to diversify, myself, make myself more marketable for future opportunities.
Okay. What other universities might you consider?
I'd have to look, probably, I mean, I'm not a
Or
fan
is
of
USF the
online-
only one?
Not a
Okay.
fan of online schools. I took a couple classes online, both for a master's and bachelor's, and wasn't really enamored with it. Yeah, it would have to be USF. I can't imagine going to UT or anything like that. They probably wouldn't have a program. So,
Great. So have you taken the GMAT yet?
no, I have not.
Or the GRE?
No, I
I
have
mean,
not.
the any entry test, yeah.
No.
How did you go about seeking information on the programs? You mentioned
I went
online.
to the website. I came to the seminar, and I came in probably middle of December to speak with the coordinator for the certificate program.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the timeline that they need was a little too accelerated for me to catch up for this spring semester. Because even though classes start, first week of March, I need to have everything done by the first week of January, which kind of, to me, defeats the purpose of rolling admissions. But, here I am. So if I start, it'll have to be, this fall.
So you're looking at a fall start.
If I do start, yeah.
Right. And what factors were you looking at as you began to research the programs? What kind of information were you looking at in particular?
Of course, as always, the entrance requirements. Looking for a program that catered to the working professional.
Mhm.
Evening, maybe a weekend class, which is how I got my other masters. So those are the two primary.
Okay.
And then I talked to, I'm sorry, her name escapes me, but with how quickly you can get it done, the certificate program didn't appear all that challenging as far as time
Mhm.
length went. So
And the certificate program is essentially an entryway
exactly
into the MBA.
That served two purposes for me. Because one, it would give me something,
Mm-hmm.
and two, it would set me up for future. I mean, to me, it was the perfect scenario for me.
And did you know about that before you started exploring
No,
this option?
No, not until I went to the information seminar.
So that's where you learned about it, was
Yes.
at the info session?
Yes.
Okay. And that does appeal to you then?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Right. So the factors that I've heard you mention are marketability and the ability to diversify yourself, the opportunity to enhance your career progression. You wanted face-to-face, no online.
Preferably.
Can you get in, the entry requirements, the working professional, the duration, how long it's going to take you to complete. Out of all of those, which would you say is the most important?
No, I think the diversification, the marketability. I guess to me it's the same thing. But
Okay.
I have 2 liberal arts degrees, and that's not always the most marketable in these economic times. So it's great in the job I'm in now, but if I want to move on, I need something different.
What is your long-term career goal? Do you want to stay, it sounds like you don't want to stay in kind of DOD.
Well, it's not that I don't want to stay, it's just that I don't see, it's a changing world. Missions change, government policies change. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with the potential furlough of employees coming up in March. I mean, there's a lot of negative, there's different
Challenges?
Challenges, right. That's a good way to put it.
Okay. So you're thinking ahead, kind of,
Right.
if those challenges impact you.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's near the end. I'm going to jump ahead here. So that's kind of your long-term career goals. What are your short-term career goals?
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, as far as having a job, I'm pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
And whether I advance, that's those chances are dwindling, it seems. So I mean, I can either stay where I'm at and have to be comfortable, or I can venture out, and I've a coworker who's getting a job at Citigroup. He has no business background. I think he has a bachelor's in business, but nothing beyond that, or or bachelor's in management of something, some
Mhm.
sort. But it's there are different opportunities out there that I think my skill set that I already have, add a MBA or even a certificate to that. I think it's something pretty, a lot better than just having a business background, because I have cultural and
The
Yeah.
analysis
right,
background.
right.
Yeah, Citigroup actually is hiring quite a few business students for business intelligence and business data analysis and things like that. So, I'm going to go back up here. You haven't decided on a university or a degree at this point. You're still in limbo. When do you think you might make a decision?
I probably have to see the timeline for fall admissions and probably work backwards. And as terrible as that is, I think we all procrastinate. We all put things off, so.
So, in a sense, you need a reminder. Hey, fall admissions are around the corner.
Yeah, but again, we're having a child in May or June, so that might affect the timeline as well, so,
True.
yeah.
So, you did attend the in-person information session.
Yes.
Did you go to just USF's, no others?
Right.
What did you think of it?
It encouraged me enough to seek out the requirements and schedule a meeting, follow-up meeting to, again, the timeline was just too rushed for me to really, the week before Christmas I came here and week after Christmas we have all these things done. Just didn't see it happening.
Okay.
Which is too bad because classes haven't even started yet, so.
Yeah.
That's my one criticism so far of this program, I would say.
Is the lead time required to get
Well, if it's open enrollment, or rolling enrollment, then, why not? If I'm accepted the program, get everything done, next week, then why can't I take classes the week after if they're just starting and if they're,
in? Mm-hmm.
so.
Okay. I'm writing this down.
Okay.
I mean, I have it on tape,
Yes,
but
right.
from John Elway.
Mhm.
So, what factors are important to you as you think about which university to attend? You already mentioned that your comfort with USF, but
Right, yeah, I have a degree here, my ex-wife went here, it's a real, I'm a season ticket holder for
Okay.
football. So I'd get another free ticket perhaps if
in the student section, though.
if they keep you there.
Yeah. So, what is it that you mentioned? I don't see myself attending UT. What is it that makes you say that? What is it that you? How do you view the two universities differently?
I think familiarity is a big key. Location. So I live in Land O'Lakes. I work at McDill, so it's a commute, but it's almost on the way.
Right.
So I'd rather avoid traffic if I can. So
Okay.
I got familiar with it. I like to call it. I'm a USF fan. I try to keep active, at least through sports. So basketball and football especially. So.
And no, so you've mentioned basically it's the comfort with USF and location, and are either one of those more important than the other? You mentioned, I think, really just your comfort.
Yeah, I think that's probably the basic one.
Okay.
I've been here before. I can probably find my way around campus somewhat.
Now,
Maybe.
there's three things I've not heard you mention at all,
Okay.
and I'm curious if they are things you thought about
Okay.
or if they matter.
Okay.
One is the caliber of the faculty, two is accreditation, and three is cost. Are these not things that you've considered?
The first two, no. 'Cause,
Mhm.
to me, it's just not relevant. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure, I trust that the university would take the program seriously and hire competent, professionals to instruct and do whatever the university can to ensure its program is accredited. So.
So you really, it's not that you don't care, it's not something you went out seeking as what kind of
Right.
faculty I
Right.
have. It's just there's a blanket level of trust
Right, there's
that.
no one professor I'm looking at. There's no one,
Okay.
criteria that I'm really focused on.
And you didn't mention cost. Is that because you have military benefits?
I should have JBL benefits to help. So that's why I didn't really, which expire in a couple of years. So unless I transfer to a child, I better get it done. So
Yeah, you gotta get
that's up the
started.
timeline. Yeah.
With a newborn, take one class.
Yeah.
One class.
Yeah.
Get one out of the
Hopefully,
way.
ideally, I would take classes now, but I screwed that up, so.
Yeah, I get started. I started with one. Let me just see if I can do one. Yeah.
That was the idea. Well, I mean, the classes, the schedule seemed really attractive. As 8 weeks.
Mhm.
The durations were flexible and varied to the point where it seemed like you could, if you really wanted to.
If you pushed yourself, you can get through quickly.
Mhm.
But if you are afraid or your job load doesn't let
Right.
you do that,
Right.
you can go at a much slower pace. Yeah.
Right.
So, last couple of questions here are related to ROI. How long do you believe it would take for you to see a monetary gain as a result of earning the degree?
That depends on if I stay working for the government or if I jump to the corporate world.
So if you stay with the government, will you get any kind of bump?
No.
But if you
not
move to
directly.
corporate, you
I would
expect.
expect to get some sort of benefit, whether it be job satisfaction, financial, or travel or something.
Well, that leads to the second part of this question is what would it take and how long do you think it would take for you to say this is worth it? Because if you do this, you're gonna have some headaches.
I'm sure.
What would it take for you to
Well,
say
I
this
mean,
is worth it?
I'm probably gonna start looking for jobs, if not now, certainly when I'm closing in on any certificate. So I think I may not need to pursue the MBA, but I mean I'm gonna try to hit the ground running, try to see what's out there at least, or at least say, hey, at least maybe get confirmation from corporate America. Hey, you need to go back and get your MBA. Okay, thank you, something like that.
And while you're a student, there's a lot of activity here that can help you with that job search.
Mhm.
That's actually something going on in the
Yeah, I
atrium right
noticed that,
now.
yeah.
They're having resume review sessions.
Oh, I'm sure about mine.
You have it online, I'll pull it up for you, you can walk down there.
Yeah, see, like I said, I haven't really done much as far as the. I
Oh, okay.
don't think I have them with me, so.
Well, that's all my questions, and it didn't take long at all, so, great.
Excellent.
Anything you wanna add? What's really driving your decision here? Your hesitancy sounds like is baby and procrastination.
Well, I mean, yeah, the spring kind of, if I had maybe gotten interested maybe a month sooner, I'd probably be enrolled somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of paperwork, which is fun. But, yeah, I mean, it's probably something I see myself here in the fall, and if all things go well. I mean, I had a 3.6 or 3.7 as an undergrad, I had a 4.0 as a master's student. I mean, I don't see the process as being limiting, just time consuming.
Okay, great.